A time warp to the era of the Mogul empires and the rule of the Maharaja. The Exploring India edition of the Faizal show takes you on an adventurous journey, immersed in rich culture and history. India is the epitome of wisdom surrounded by history. Explore the bustling streets, the cuisine, and the life and path treaded by sages on this epic journey through India.
Welcome back after a long break on the India edition. Viewers have been calling and emailing us, sending us messages on social media that they miss us and they want to see the series. Well, we decided we need to be back with a bang, but it's not going to be for too long. I must warn you that the series is coming to an end very soon, but there is still some excitement over the next couple of weeks as we progress through the timeline of our journey and back into South Africa. While this episode is exciting, we meet some interesting people. Ayush Gupta, he is the Origami world champion, and we meet him on the train and he shows us some interesting things. Uncle Salim does something absolutely horrendous, and that is he tries to sing. Now, I must be honest with you, we'd like to know your opinion of what you think about his singing. So you can actually go to our social media pages and vote for him, and I'll tell you during the break whether he's got through to the next round or not. I doubt it's going to happen, but I'll tell you. But as we go through the episode, we learn lots of things, especially about train travel in India.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very well. How was your afternoon? Enjoyed yourself? How you like our Indian helicopters, mode of transport?
Christine, one of your teeth fell out in that thing. What happened?
She fell out.
Went to push out, she was stuck.
Oh man, it's not for fat people.
I better not with you.
Well, we're at the hotel in Ajmer. We went last night to the Dargah, and that was obviously the highlight and the very reason that we came to Ajmer. But today we're having a bit of a slow morning, but it's our last morning here. We're on our way to the Dargah again, and probably do a bit of a farewell and then leave to New Delhi later today. How are you finding Ajmer so far?
You know, every time I've come here, it's a different experience. We were taken in so nicely, and we did our rituals also nicely. Everybody was comfortable.
We'll catch up with you a bit later. Back in Ajmer, we're doing some more things, and then finally on our way to New Delhi via train.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Mustafa, who resides in Ajmer. He's been doing this work. I met him 35 years ago. 35 years ago. He was a student then, and now he has finished his degree, MCOM degree, but he still loves this work. So he brings people, takes them, shows them the whole dargah. And when I did come, he took me to one of the places where the Quran Sharif written by Khwaja Garib Nawaz was shown to me. It was a very big Quran. It was handwritten by Khwaja Garib Nawaz. Now he took us to a cave. It's called Chilla, Khwaja Garib Nawaz. It's where Khwaja used to go and settle down when he first came to Ajmer. He used to reside there and he used to make all his ibadah there. And after he came into the city, he passed away, left that cave, the cave started tearing. And up to today you see the stalagmites, little drops of rock, water or chips on the cave down there.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين واهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Once you are in India, you have got to use it. We are used to these things. We know how we know how to handle them. If you want to go travel, he obeys the rule. Some people they don't. If you got fine, you have to pay. You have to wear a uniform and all this. You have to have a lesson.
Experience, I think, is something totally different. Even though there's so much chaos here, it seems like the chaos is very organized at the same time. And I think it's a very fun ride here. For the first time, it's a bit scary, but I think whoever comes here and does this a few times, I think they will enjoy it.
So many poor people out here in Ajmer, and my sister-in-law Raisa and my brother Faizal gave me these tasbihs which they bought in Saudi Arabia when we went for Umrah. We just started giving some of the people, as we were walking around, we just started distributing them. So it went from Saudi to South Africa, and I brought it back here now, and I gave it to some of the people, and I thought it's a small thing. But if you look at how some people actually look at you and when you give it to them, you can see that even a small thing like a tasbih is a big thing for some people because they don't have much. So if you give them something small, I think that they appreciate it. On our way from down from Ajmer, lots of shops down here. We're trying some sweet yogurt. Tastes brilliant.
Well, we're here in Ajmer at the moment, and we'll be leaving for Delhi by train. We had a fantastic time. I mean, there was a spiritual atmosphere. It was something amazing. I mean, you've got to be here to experience that. And once we finished off last night from the Mazar, we came in here. We were having dinner, and there was a ghazal, guy singing ghazal songs. and that was also like something which was out of the world. Everybody enjoyed themselves, and this trip, I can't explain it. People have to be here with us to go through this whole experience. Now the main part is now finished. Now the relaxing part. We'll be spending one night in Delhi. Then we'll be going to what's the place? Surat. And from Surat, then we'll be going to Bombay. So everything now is like casual. So the only mazar that we're going to be visiting in Bombay is the Haji Ali Dargah, and thereafter everybody is free to do whatever they want to. But so far, alhamdulillah, everybody is happy, and we wish the next trip that we do, we also have the same experience. We learn from our experiences. It might be a better trip. That's all left in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we wish to have Kashmir the next time that we go. Unfortunately, because of the problems in Kashmir, we couldn't make it. But it has been, changed to what you call Surat. So that covers up, for the trip. But inshallah, Kashmir is on the list for our next trip.
Well, so far everything went very well. As per the timing is concerned, we managed it in such a particular few days, to see all these places, and with the traveling, hotels, food, everything went well. Now it's going to be kind of a leisure thing, but there is still something to do, which is like we're taking a train now back to Delhi. So that is going to be a train ride. So we had a bus ride, we had an auto rickshaw ride. We showed them the real India, the culture of India while traveling. So you see a lot of old houses, villages, farms, and beautiful cities which are more developed and everything. So they get to know that India is also changing and moving forward. Now we will get back to Delhi, and then obviously our dinner is going to be at the hotel tonight. And tomorrow we'll give them a day just to walk around, freak around in the malls, show them what India is coming up with new further in future. So I think that we did our best, and also doing this first time as a Muslim pilgrimage tour, organizing it in this manner. But we've been to all these places, we are aware of it, but giving a name, a brand to this tour. So in future, the next trip will be a little bit much more better organized, because we took some tips which will make us to get our itineraries better, and that will help us to serve the people better.
So what Mansoor is saying is fairly pertinent, and that is that as travel agents and operators, they use the information that they collate on these trips to make the trips better on the next time around. And I think that's very important, because it's all about that, and that's giving the passenger a service that they require and that they've paid for. Well, on our side, things have been progressing very well. You've heard Uncle Salim sing there. I have looked at the votes that we received during the break, and guess what? He didn't make it to the next round. Stay tuned for the next part of the trip.
So we just left the hotel in Ajmer. We're now catching a train to New Delhi. But I have some concerns, and that is I saw trains and pictures of trains and videos of trains on social media, of trains specifically in India. Everything in India is unconventional. That I can tell you outright. There is some rules, I'm not sure what it is. What is the rules on the road? Nobody can answer the question. I got 10 different answers. I think the same applies to train trips. I think I'm expecting a rough ride, I'm not sure. How's things been going?
Thus far the trip has been really, good. I mean, it's been, like I said, overwhelming, especially Ajmer. It really was emotional again, and very spiritual.
finally made it to the train. The station wasn't that bad. I thought it was going to be chaos and drama, but it wasn't. So it wasn't really chaos. It's I know the story about the Mumbai Bombay station is chaos. So I would want to see that one. But it's fairly comfortable. There's air conditioner, that sort of thing. These guys here are in business class. I don't know if they are smuggling or if they're paying extra or they're bribing, whatever's going on. But they got a table for some reason. But India's like that. Once you put the money on the table, you'll get it.
Hey, welcome back. We're finally on the train, and the interesting thing is that bit of a hustle and a bustle trying to get onto the train, but it wasn't that bad. Mansoor says it was fairly easy today. He was a bit concerned, lots of bags and people and moving and that sort of thing. Wasn't that bad at all. But we came on, we settled on, but we are pleasantly surprised with one thing, and that is that the train seems to be fairly comfortable. We had this other idea of what the train is going to be about. We've got plugs for charging our phones. There's an air conditioner. They served us food. We didn't expect that at all. And then we also have some of our locals behind us at the moment that is seeming to integrate very well. We're going to have a chat to some of the guys in the back and find out what they're thinking about their first train ride in India. So we discovered some local talent on here, and I'm not talking about the other uncle, that's our local resident. Yes, exactly. We found some talent on the train, which is surprising, and it appears that he's multi-talented. You found out that he's doing something very interesting. What is he doing?
Let me start by saying this. One of the greatest lessons one can learn from India is the humility of the individual one meets. You look at them and you think, this is an ordinary guy. You know, somehow you have a feeling of superiority, perhaps because of the numbers you see around here. But each individual you meet has a gift which I don't think is prevalent in our society back home. There's a young guy here, very interesting, Gupta by the way, so it'll make it more exciting for South Africa. And speaking to him, he has developed the system of using paper without cutting it to make various shapes and sizes. And he tells me now he's the best in the entire world.
And so we're going to see what that's all about.
We're going to see what this is about, but I mean, looking at it, it's quite fascinating.
I created a alphabet without cut and paste. It's known as Hindi in Hindi. So when you open the this alphabet, you need one piece of paper without any cut and paste. से दिल को चुराना इतना प्यार हमें है तुमसे जाने जाना धीरे धीरे से दिल को चुराना
Mashallah, mashallah.
Great Indian poet. कि इतनी रंग बिरंगी दुनिया दो आँखों में कैसे आए हमसे पूछो इतने अनुभव एक कंठ ने कैसे गाए जिनको जगत विजेता समझा वो मन के हारे निकले जो हारे हारे लगते थे अंदर से ध्रुव तारे निकले
बना दिया
I can see you need to get married, my friend. You're not married yet.
For very specific items, and we're going to show you some of that visuals a bit later. But it was interesting. We've got this long trip and a long train ride from Ajmer to New Delhi, and we managed to bump into him. And we saw that he's got quite an art going on, so we decided to just chat to him and find out where that all started. Ayush, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
So it was by chance that we bumped into you. To find out exactly what you're doing, because one of the passengers next to you
saw you cutting some papers and stuff like that, or bending some papers, if I call it. What do you call that, and where did that all start?
When I am studying 6th standard, when I play with single paper, then I noticed that the paper is converted into V alphabet in English. So I thought if we discovered, then try to another alphabet. So I try N, A, Z. When I am studying in 12th standard, I capable to all the alphabet in English without Q. I created all the alphabet A to Z, but there is more difficult alphabet in Q, in English Q. So
The English Q, because is it because it's round or?
So when I study in BTech second year, so I thought Q like imagine I thought Q can make as, so I just created a Q when I apply for record. So I get first record from India Book of Record for making all the alphabet in English. When I created all the alphabet in English, so I thought try to world level. So assess world record first, give me a certificate, world record holder title. I try more. I am thinking that how can create a car in Hindi, in my mother tongue.
Yes.
So I found that when I create a small in Hindi, so I created the thought there you can create all the Hindi alphabet and create a new record. So I 2014 last I created a second national record from my mother tongue.
So that means you don't only need to work with the normal alphabet letters, you can also do the Hindi letters also.
Yeah.
Okay. But what do you find more difficult? The normal alphabet or the Hindi letters?
Hindi alphabet is more tough. There is 49 character in Hindi.
Yes.
It's just double to English alphabet.
Yes.
So my friends, when I create a Hindi record, so he noticed that I have really talent.
Yes.
So in newspaper publish, and where I am studying in my BTech study, there is a college in Vertis. The institute to help me more to improve my talent.
Okay, so the fact that you're studying that has helped you also to develop that further.
I created, this is my passion, this is my hobby. I realized I am happy this art.
Yes.
I can never thought this is my career as on, but people are likes this art, so I created that.
So you're saying that in the end of the day you have to have passion for what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Ayush, thank you for joining me. We'll chat to you soon. And best wishes going forward.
Yeah.
Ayush, and he's developed an amazing talent and even a world record for those little, taking those pieces of paper. I've been looking at them and I must admit that they're fairly mind-boggling. We showed you some of those visuals. The rest of the team on the train has caught up with him early on. We showed us, I think, the letter N. I'm not sure what else is made. But the interesting thing for me always is when I see someone with a particular talent is to ask the question of how did they actually find out that they had that particular talent. And so that's always an interesting question for me. We'll catch up later with you, perhaps in the train or when we arrive in New Delhi.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the episode with us. It's been exciting. Do tune in again next week for another episode of Exploring India on the show.